You didn't expect a headlight commercial, did you? Yes, I've shown that in the past, but it's so great. Um, I'm Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16 millimeter films. And that was, it was an ad. It was a that would be shown in a theater in the late 20s. I saw like 1927. They're referring to Felix's car, and this was, you know, entertainment advertising. So some people complain like there's so many ads in movie theaters nowadays. Well, guess what? They were there most of the time. So yesterday I read was International National Cat Day. So I figured we'd show some films about cats. We showed a film strip, and many of you noticed I had the projection sound behind the film strip. I did not. This one did not come with a soundtrack, and I use the projector sound as a way to help me test to make sure I'm getting sound. It's a sound check, but also people who tune in, they're like, "There's no sound. I can't hear anything." So then this gives them something they can hear. So there you go. So I promise I'm not going to show Wonder Cat today. Absolutely not going to happen. I really, seriously, it's not April Fool's Day. I'm not going to show any Wonder Cat. Now, I will be showing films that I have shown in the past featuring cats, but not Wonder Cat. It's not going to happen. Let's start off with Frith Films. Emily Benton Frith, a female educational filmmaker with home movie equipment. She would shoot on 16 and then have narration over the top, and then she would sell them, distribute, make copies, and just sell it on her own, like having an ad in the back of educational screen. So I love these kind of prosumers who were like, yeah, I'm going to sell educational films. All right, here it is. It's a Cat's Life. Enjoy.
Fluffy and Tommy are beautiful cats. Tommy is a chinchilla Persian with long silver gray hair. He has a sturdy build, intelligent head, and ears placed far apart, the points of a good cat. Fluffy has pretty black and white markings and is half Persian. She is large because it is nearly time for her to have her kittens. The two cats play together every day and eat from the same dish. Cats like meat, especially liver and fish and canned cat food. And of course they often catch mice and gophers. Cats are useful in keeping rats and mice away from homes and barns. Fluffy likes to sit quietly in the woods, looking for mice. Now, where did she go? A cat carries her kittens for 63 days before they are born. Fluffy keeps herself clean. Cats know how to care for themselves, and all they really need from us is water, food, and affection. The day finally arrives, and Fluffy has 6 new kittens, and they look very much like their father, Tommy. She takes good care of them and barely leaves them long enough to eat. Phil lifts Snowball and holds him very carefully because small kittens must not be handled. Snowball's eyes will not be open until he is 10 or 14 days old. Fluffy keeps her kittens in a box in the basement. There is a soft pad in the box. The sunshine is too warm, and the kittens can only stay out of the cool basement for a short time. They are unhappy and try to get out of the box. Fluffy hears them crying, and moves them one by one to the shade. She picks them up by the loose skin at the back of the neck. However, only tiny kittens should be lifted this way. Later, they need more support. Back she comes for Smokey. But where is he? Outside the box. She will return until each one is in the shade. Time now to take them all back to the basement. Fluffy's sister has kittens that are 5 weeks old. Diana likes to cuddle the lovable kittens. Each one is different. She tries to gather the 5 little kittens together. But they scamper away. Tuffy has a scar on his face and is the most adventurous. Smokey is the most gentle, and Blackie the most timid. Teddy teaches the younger children how to care for the kittens. Calico, the father cat, likes to have his ears rubbed. Diana and Teddy are amused over the antics of the kittens. Children and kittens have been playmates for hundreds of years. Calico and Muffy are strong cats with good dispositions and have fine kittens. Diana puts the kittens in their box, but they soon crawl out. Timid Blackie is the last. Ronnie is only 4 years old and is learning how to care for the kittens and dogs. He holds Smokey under his knee. He doesn't hurt her, but she tries hard to get out. Up she comes. Patches and Spot are just the right dogs for a little boy. Dogs and cats are good friends when they're brought up together. Spot is as kind to the kittens as their mother, and the kittens often cuddle up to her and go to sleep. Spot watches to see what the kittens will do next. The kittens are old enough to go exploring, and Tuffy wanders over to the chicken yard. The big rooster crows right in Tuffy's face. The little kitten returns to his mother and the other kittens. They have played long enough, and Muffy takes them back to the house. In case of danger, she and the kittens are more secure near the house. From the time they are little, she trains them. Sometimes she's rough, but the little ones understand. She makes sure that each kitten nurses, and she shows them how to keep clean. Tuffy needs extra scrubbing. Cats are clean, both in taking care of themselves and in the house. Muffy is tired too, and takes a nap with her kittens. Soon the kittens are rested and ready to play again. Their motions are quick and graceful. You wouldn't think an old rake and spade could be so entertaining. Kittens learn to protect themselves when they are very young because they will often need to know how. Kittens should not be taken from their mother until they are 6 weeks old. Kittens like these, and lions and tigers, all belong to the cat family. Cats can climb trees, catch rats, and defend themselves against animals much larger than they are. The kittens play peekaboo around the handle. As the kittens grow older, they need additional food. Teddy brings a bowl of milk, and the kittens learn to drink from the bowl. A mother cat, too, needs plenty of nourishing food when she is nursing her kittens. Spot, too, is hungry, but she knows she must not bother Muffy until she is finished. A cat can be cross when she protects her kittens. Nothing to do but wait. Cats demand so little. Water, good food, a clean, dry place to sleep, exercise, and care. Now Spot can drink. Is there anything more fun than a family of little kittens?
Oh, I never really considered myself a cat person until I had a cat that I lived with. Kind of against my wishes, but then we became really good buds. His name was Sirloin Beef Tips, and he's no longer with us. And this next film is kind of addressing and talks about that. So, trigger warning, if you've lost a cat recently, this next film is bittersweet. It's basically made for kids. It's based on a book by Judith Virist about a family who lost a cat. It's called The 10th Good Thing About Barney.
my cat Barney died Friday, I was very sad. I cried, and I didn't watch television. I cried and I couldn't read my book. I cried and I didn't eat my chicken or even my chocolate pudding.
Honey, you know, I think you'd feel a lot better if you had something to eat.
I'm ready for dessert.
Dessert? That's right. We have chocolate pudding, your favorite.
Think you could eat just a little bit of chicken and then have some chocolate pudding? Just a little bit?
Oh, come on, honey. What do you say? You know, we can have a funeral for Barney tomorrow.
A funeral?
Mm-hmm. You should think of 10 good things about Barney so you can tell them at the funeral. Okay?
Okay.
Time for bed. Go to sleep.
I thought, and I thought, and I thought of good things about Barney. I thought of 9 good things about Barney. Then I fell asleep. In the morning, my mother wrapped Barney in a yellow scarf. Annie, my friend from next door, came over with some flowers. My father buried Barney in the ground by the tree in the yard.
Did you think of some good things to say about Barney?
And then I told the good things about Barney. Barney was brave and smart and funny. And clean, also cuddly, and handsome. And he only ate a bird once. It was sweet to hear him purr in my ear. And sometimes he slept on my belly and kept it warm.
Those are all very good things, but I just count 9.
I'll think of another one later. Is it over now?
Well, we could sing a song for Barney.
Does anybody know a cat song?
I know one about a pussy willow.
Oh, I know that one too. I don't think Barney would mind at all.
I don't think so either.
There was a little pussy, its coat was silver gray. It lived out in the meadow, not so very far away. Although it was a pussy, it will never be a cat, 'cause it's a pussy willow. So what do you think of that? Meow, 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 meow. Scat!
Then Annie and I went into the kitchen with Mother. She gave us orangeade and butter cookies. I gave my second to Annie. I miss Barney. Barney's in heaven with lots of cats and angels, and he's drinking cream and eating cans of tuna. Barney's in the ground. Heaven. Father put him in the ground. You saw him. Heaven. The ground. Heaven's all there. You don't know anything. Tell her who's right. She doesn't know anything.
Right about what?
Barney's in heaven. He's in the ground. I saw you put him there.
Well, maybe Barney's in heaven.
Aha.
And maybe Barney isn't.
What did I tell you? Ow.
Hey, stop that. You see, some people believe in heaven, and some people aren't absolutely sure that it's there.
But if it's there, it sure have room for Barney and tuna and cream.
I'm sure it would.
I'm sorry about Barney. See you tomorrow.
Well, I've got to get back to work in the garden.
I'll help.
I thought you hated working in the garden.
I'll only help a little.
Come on, then.
I don't like it that Barney's dead.
Or should you like it? Sad. Maybe it won't feel so sad tomorrow. Look, the ground will give these seeds food and a place to live. Pretty soon they'll grow stems and leaves and flowers.
I don't see any leaves. I don't see any flowers.
Things change in the ground. In the ground, everything changes.
Everything.
Everything.
Will Barney change too?
Oh, yes. Barney will change until he becomes part of the ground here in the garden.
And then will he help to make flowers and leaves?
Oh, yes, he will. He'll help to make flowers, and he'll help to make this tree grow, and some grass. You know, it's a pretty nice job for a cat.
I have something to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. Barney was brave and smart and funny and clean, also cuddly. and handsome, and he only ate bird once, and he was sweet to hear him purr my ear, and even sometimes he slept on my belly and kept it warm.
Well, these are all good things, but I still just count 9.
Now I have another. Barney's in the ground helping to grow flowers. You know, that is a pretty nice job for a cat.
Yeah, I never realized how similar it is to the beginning of Pet Sematary. Fascinating. Thank you for those comments. It kind of shifts that film in a different direction. But it's a sweet film nonetheless, and it's one about coping with loss. Because things die. Cats are sweet or not sweet, and then they die. That's kind of the deal. So when Sirloin died, I did the same thing. I listed 10 good things about Sirloin, and one of them was that so when Katrina and I started dating and started hanging out more, and she moved in with me, she had 2 cats that were sick, problematic, diabetes, had all these issues. It was horrible. One of them died just before she moved in. The other one died sometime thereafter. Just health was very poor. They were both cremated, and at some point we decided to kind of bury them together in the front yard of the archive, because that's where we were living at the time. And we did that. We had, we kind of emptied the ashes in there, and not even a minute after, Sirloin went up, smelled the dirt, and then started peeing on it, right off the bat. It was crazy. And I was he mad that those cats were dead? Was this some sort of weird honor? I'm not sure, but I know that he was totally inconvenienced by having new cats in his life, and so I thought it was some sort of good riddance. But I don't know. But that was one of the 10 things I liked. Another one was the time that he put a dead mouse in my shoe. And I woke up and put my shoes on, and they didn't fit. And then I looked inside and found a little dead mouse and screamed like a little girl. All right, this next film is Chino's Tale. Also about cats. Enjoy.
My name is Olive Mixter, and I'd like to tell you the story of the most important person in my life. Chino and I have been together for 15 years. I can still remember the first night we met. It was raining cats and dogs. Well, cats anyway. What's that? Must be a stray cat. Well, go on, go back home. Well, I wish I couldn't hear it. This reminds me. Now, a lot of you might think I was just a mean old woman leaving a little cat like that out in the cold. But I thought about Athena And I just didn't want to go through all that again. Well, that's why I'm not going out there. It's too wet. Besides, it's none of my business. Oh. Now if I take just a little look. Oh, it's gone. That's what I thought. Well, I have seen some homely cats in my time, but you are the homeliest. I sound like a Siamese, but they look more alley to me. Oh, you better get you dried off. Hadn't you come in here? I don't know why I picked that little rascal up. The last thing I wanted was to get involved, and here I was, doing it again. Well, here you are. You're sopping wet. Where did you come from? Hmm? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? I bet you are. Well, I hope you like cornflakes. Athena always liked cornflakes. It's Athena's dish. What's her favorite? I couldn't believe I was pulling out Athena's bowl. That bowl hadn't been touched since Athena died. And here I was, feeding cornflakes to a stranger in what was, well, still Athena's house. Not your paw in the milk. What a sloppy kitty. Didn't anybody teach you manners? It's the way Athena used to go at it. You know, I lost my Athena about 5 months ago. And you know what I said to myself when I lost my Athena? I said, Olive, don't you ever, ever, ever do that again. It's kind of upsetting when things happen to them, you know. And that's why I don't want you to take it personally, you see, when I have to not let you stay here. I don't want you to get your feelings hurt, you see? I just can't have another kitty around here. Stay here until you warm up, and then you'll have to go. Chino was beginning to act as if he'd found a home. And you know, it was good to be sitting in front of the fire with someone again. Oh, it's late. Well, you're just going to have to stay here until tomorrow. But then out you go. I'm sure Chino didn't want to be alone any more than I did. How he found me, I'll never know. What are you doing here? Woke me up. Thought you were downstairs. What happened? You were lonely down there? Well, you can stay here, I guess. Mm-hmm. You want somebody to talk to? Well, now you can talk to me. I have someone to talk to, too. Well, go to sleep now. No doubt about it, he was here to stay. Let me look at you. Chino. Yes, I think I'm going to call you Chino. You like that name? You look very Chinese. Come on, go to sleep. And that's how my life with Chino began. Passed very quickly. We shared many happy days together. And before I knew it, we were celebrating his 15th birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chino. Happy birthday to you. Well, now let's make a wish. I'm sure we both wished for the same thing, to spend many more years together. I realized that for every human year, a cat ages 7 years. So Chino was now 105 years old. He was getting on. But to me, he hadn't changed. He was still the same old Chino. The first time I felt there was something wrong was when I was cleaning up after our party. Time for our afternoon nap, Chino. Oh, I ate too much cake. Come on. Now, what is the matter with you? You always run up and beat me up the stairs. What's the matter with you? I didn't pay too much attention at first, but then it became obvious that something really was wrong. Chino! 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 Oh, there you are. Will you come in here and have your dinner? I don't want to run around all over the place looking for you. Come on. It's not like you to be off your feet. Now, this is 2 days I've had to chase you around. What's the matter with you? Chino. Well, I don't like it. I don't like the way you're behaving. I think we'd better go and see the doctor. That's what I think. I think what frightened me most was not knowing what was wrong.
Well, I'll tell you something. You've got a very old animal here.
Well, I know that.
You know, most cats don't live to be this old.
I understand that. I've had cats before. I know that when they're 15 years old, it's much older. It's almost my age.
Miss Mixter, you know, it might be a kindness to Chino. If you thought about...
Yes?
Putting him away.
What for?
Sometimes it's the best thing to do. He's very...
Well, of course, if there was something wrong with him, but I mean, you can't be serious.
Well, you see, he's a very, very old cat, and I'm afraid he's not very happy.
I know
about
that he is an old cat, and so am I old.
Miss Mixter.
You think I should be put away, too? Being old is not a crime. Just because Chino and I were old didn't mean we were ready to give up. Nobody enjoyed life more than Chino and I. The animals seemed to understand better than the doctor. And finally, even the doctor realized that I was not going home without Chino.
You know what? I think... Let me try something. May I take him for a second?
Oh, please, doctor.
Let's just see something.
Oh, I think I just better take him somewhere else.
Now, let me try something here. Now you call him. Call him good and loud. Okay?
Chino! Chino! See that? Look at that. See, you just turn right around and look at
1 second. I don't want to shock you. Miss Mixter, I think we may have solved our problem. I think I know what's wrong with Chino.
What? What's the matter with him?
I think he's deaf.
Oh, my goodness. Is that why you haven't been talking to me? Is that why you didn't come when I rang your bell?
It's very common in cats this old, you see.
Oh, I never thought of that. It's your ears. You can't hear me. Deaf. It's the last thing in the world I would have imagined. Poor Chino. He was probably trying to tell me all along. How could I have been so stupid as not to see it? Well, I thought, we'll just have to accept the fact that we can't talk to each other anymore.
Glad we found out what's wrong. Now, you know, there's something that might work. It's unusual.
I'll say it was unusual. I thought it was the strangest thing I'd ever heard. But Chino and I decided to give it a try. You've got to try to understand me. Because you have to help us today. Everything depends on that. And if you do, then you'll be able to hear again, and we can talk to each other like we used to. How odd. How did we turn out to be so old? Oh, well, never mind. Let's go. Here we are.
Now, you see, this piece will fit in Chino's ear, and the battery is attached to this collar.
I never would have thought of a hearing aid for a cat.
Should we give it a try? Okay. One more time. Come on, boy. That's it. If at first you don't succeed, this is the most difficult part, as I warned you. Okay. Okay. It doesn't look like he's going to cooperate. I'm sorry, it may be just too much for him.
I urged the doctor to try again. And then I realized the only person Chino would listen to was me.
Chino? Chino, listen to me.
I know that annoys you in your ear, but you have to leave it in there. Talks like we used to.
It's amazing.
See?
It's just amazing.
Does he look pleased? Oh, yes. Oh, thank you,
He heard
Doctor.
you. He heard you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You've taught me a lot about animals.
Oh,
You
go
have
on.
indeed.
Come on, Chino. It's gonna be just like the good old days, Chino.
I forgot how this one ended, and I was like, uh-oh, there's another one. There's another one with cats dying, but no. Cat with a hearing aid. Really something. All right, let's get a little fanciful. Puss in Boots. Enjoy.
Once upon a time, a miller died and left his riches to his 3 sons. The oldest son took the mill. The second oldest took the donkey. And the youngest son was left with nothing at all but the miller's cat. What will I do, thought the son. I will soon die of hunger unless, of course, I eat my cat. Oh, no, cried the cat, that will not be necessary. If you will but give me a pair of boots, I will show you how clever I can be. Well, a pair of boots was a strange request for a cat to make. But since the son had nothing to lose, he called the cobbler. The son explained what he wanted, a pair of boots for his cat. The cobbler set to work at once. The finished boots were magnificent. When the cobbler tried them on the cat, they fit beautifully. How pleased the cat was. You see, a perfect fit. Now, purred the cat, I can hunt for game in the meadows without hurting my little feet on the thorny bushes. The cat departed for the meadow. The cat carried with him a burlap sack. This he cleverly set up in the shape of a trap and baited with fresh nuts. No sooner was he hidden than some partridges spotted the nuts. When they were all inside the trap, he pulled the string, capturing them all. That same day, the cat took his sack of partridges to the king's palace. After explaining that he had brought a gift for the king, he was allowed to enter. Well, said the butler, what do you want? I want to see the king, said the cat. The butler told him to wait. A cat wants to see the king. A cat to see the king? Sire, a cat wishes to see you. Let him come, said the king. Sire, I have brought you a gift. A sack of partridges. Wonderful, said the king, who was tired of his usual diet. Give the cat a bag of gold. Now, there goes an enterprising cat, said the king to himself. cat brought the bag of gold to his master and presented it to him. "Count it," said the cat proudly. There was much gold, a large pile of it. "You see, with my new boots, there will be nothing to worry about. Now I think I will take a little nap." The following day, the cat went again to the palace, carrying with him what he had caught. He went directly to the kitchen. "Ah, what a splendid rabbit. I will prepare it for the king at once." The king's coachman walked in. He was a little thirsty. Then the cat overheard some news that sent him running to his master. He arrived with his bag of gold and graciously offered it. "Master, may I speak with you in private?" "Listen. This very afternoon, the king and his daughter will be going for a drive. Exactly at 3 o'clock, they will pass a certain place in the river. You will go there and bathe. If anyone asks your name, it is the Marquis of Carabas. Leave the rest to me." Precisely at 3 o'clock, the cat spotted the king's coach. "Help, help, help, help! Stop the coach!" "Sire, the clothes of my lord, the Marquis of Carabas, have been stolen. He is now in the water with nothing to wear. Please, will you help?" "Coachman," cried the king, "go to the palace at once and get a suit of clothes for the Marquis." In the meantime, the cat hurried down to the river and hid the clothes of his unsuspecting master. In a little while, the coachman returned. The cat carried the clothes to his master. "Put on this suit," said the cat. "The king awaits." The son did as he was told. How resplendent he was in his borrowed finery. He looked just as a marquis should look. The two of them walked back toward the coach. "Sire," said the son. "Marquis," said the king, "won't you come for a drive with my daughter and me?" The cat, upon hearing this, rushed away. Arriving at a field, the cat saw a peasant couple. "My friend, if the king should pass by, tell him these fields belong to the Marquis of Carabas." The peasants agreed, and the cat hurried on. By chance, the king did happen to pass by. "Tell me, who is the owner of these beautiful fields?" "Sire, these fields, they belong to the Marquis of Carabas." The king was much impressed. My dear Marquis, you own much beautiful land. In a nearby forest, woodcutters were at work. The cat rushed up to them and said, "If the king should pass by, tell him this forest belongs to the Marquis of Carabas." And by the way, who lives in that castle on the hill? That castle, that belongs to an evil ogre. "Thank you," said the cat, and away he went. Timber! Said the king. "Whose forest is this?" "Sire, this forest belongs to the Marquis of Carabas." "Thank you," said the king, and away he went. How will I enter, thought the cat. By the window, of course. Inside all seemed deserted. But no, there was the evil ogre at work. "Good afternoon," said the cat. "My master, the Marquis of Carabas, has sent me from far away to see if it is true what people say about you. That you can change yourself into many shapes, from large to small. Normally I don't perform in daylight, but for you I will make an exception. You are very obliging." "And what do you think of that?" "Marvelous, marvelous," cried the cat. "It was nothing. But tell me, can you also turn yourself into a lion, for example?" "Of course," said the ogre. "Enough, enough," said the cat. "Please, no more." "There now, are you satisfied?" "Oh, yes," said the cat. "But tell me, can you also turn yourself into smaller things as well? Something very small, like a mouse, for example?" The ogre did that very thing. He was a mouse, and in an instant he was gobbled up by the cat. Not long afterwards, the king appeared. The cat hurried to the door. "Sire, welcome to the castle of the Marquis of Carabas." "Ah," said the king, "what a magnificent place. It is a pleasure to be here." "My dear Marquis, you have excellent taste. The princess thought so too. May I take your flowers?" "Yes, please." "Master, listen. Can you not see the king's daughter is very much in love with you? The king will certainly give you her hand in marriage if you will but ask him. And that is the son did. And he and the princess lived happily ever after. And so, too, did his very clever cat.
So, I know I'm running over time, but I wanted to show this film again because I am still actively looking for a complete copy of it because it's so nuts. I think it's Eastern European. That last film was German, actually, and then distributed by Encyclopedia Britannica in the States. This one, it's missing the beginning and it's missing the end, and it's one of those ones where I'm like, man, I gotta find this. So I'm still kind of looking for it to show up at some other time. So it's called Little Kitten, I think.
Try this ball of woolen yarn. See, Kitten, how it grows? It gets smaller with each turn and tangles as it goes. Now there's a fellow in a cave. Wonder if he'd play a while. He's flighty as can be. Come and try this machine. You'll have a fancy ride. Ever see a kitty spin? See how smooth you glide?
such a dizzy cat. You still go round and round. What could be more fun than that? See now what you found? You've never seen a thing like this. Just watch these bubbles grow. It isn't really magic. All I do is blow. See now, isn't this more fun than sleeping all day long? Kittens all we're meant to play. We're doing nothing wrong. Now you can't be an artist. You paint with all your toes. And you've not painted anything. There's no design that shows. Hey, my friend, don't jump there. Oh, see now what you've done. Don't know how I'll get you out. Oh, Kitten, you're the one. I'll try a lever pull to get you out of there. I'm afraid you've made a mess, here and ever.
No idea what happens. I don't know how it got started. I don't know how it ends. It's one of those, and what's interesting is like, so I have another film like this that came from the same batch, Buffalo Public Schools. It's called The Day Without Numbers. Again, it's missing the beginning and it's missing the end. And it has a character who kind of speaks like that weird living yarn ball kitten. It's really, really something. Anyways, still looking for both of those films. One day I will find them. People ask me like, so are there films that you try to find? And I'm like, yes, that's two of them. Anyways, thanks for tuning in today. Today was celebrating yesterday's National Cat Day, and I figured might as well show some stuff. Tomorrow is Halloween, and I'm actually going to spend it with my family. I'm going to take a break, but I'm going to show you some stuff because that's what we do. I think we're going to show a bunch of horror trailers and maybe some other Halloween-ish stuff, but I'll be back on Wednesday. Everybody have a great rest of your day. If you like what you saw, hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the super thanks. I saw that some of you did, so thank you for that. I think Rick K did that to say thank you, maybe for not showing Wonder Cat, which I'm happy not to do sometimes until I find new ones to show you. But the other thing is you can support us by going to ko-fi.com/avgeeks or patreon.com/avgeeks and support us financially. And you can even just watch other films that we have on our channel because that has advertising, and those little pennies add up to paying for storage facility rent because we have 4 storage units. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. And we will see you soon. Take care.